watching this game live. Looks like there's a little break in the action. People just walking back on the field from a water break. So what's up, everybody? Interesting little starting lineup. Barrich up top. Barrich and Aliseda clicking. Aliseda had a really good second effort. He's been chasing after these guys defensively. Looking hungry. Moniz out there, or Monis. Frankowski. Casas is out there, or Casas. Jimenez, trying to get better. Andre the Third. Calvo. Young Slonina is out there at defense. Boris Sekulic and Bobby Shuttleworth in net. Unfortunately, can't play the game, but I can talk about it. And right now, they're just starting back up. Let's switch this over here. All right. Fire with the ball. Nacho Aliseda with it on the left flank. They just intercepted it back. He's playing with the ball. NYC defending. Managed to take the ball back. All of a sudden it's in center field. The blue team pushing with the ball. Both blue teams, I guess. The sky blue team pushing with the ball. Puts a wayward shot on net. Comes about 2 yards wide of the post. Maybe a yard and a half. Not a horrible effort. We're in about the 33rd minute here of MLS Preseason. Bobby might not have been able to get that if that was going to the back corner, but it was a few yards off. Andre trying to clear the ball, isn't able to do so. Deflects back to Calvo, who does the same. He's unable to do so, but the Fire still have the ball, controlling it in their own third. The goalkeeper finds Andre Reynolds. Andre Reynolds flubs it. Bad giveaway. And all of a sudden, New York City has an effort, but they give the ball away, and the Fire goalkeeper has recovered. Calvo dribbling. Try to create something from the defense. Slonina finds Sekulic. Sekulic with some moves. Little break as they enter midfield. Casas, Calvo, and Jimenez all playing with the ball. Barrich and Frankowski putting some pressure on Frankowski, and Barrich clicking. Barrich able to get a shot off, but not with a lot of gusto on it still. Challenges Sean Johnson, who then throws the ball and clears it out to his left flank. New York City trying to build out of their own back right now. Switching flanks, they're over on the right side now. But Andre Reynolds with a big interception, but gives it away. Goes out of bounds. Andre Reynolds needs to tighten it up. A little wild out there. What is going on, everybody who's watching along? Got the chat so I can see it. Both teams looking okay. First game out there. New York City playing with the ball, spreading it out, trying to create some space. Fire playing some defense, and that will be a foul, no doubt, from Sekulic. Is that going to be a card? It was pretty rough. Number 21 from New York City looking a little shaken up. Just a touch. Probably about 28, 30 yards out. On the left corner of the box, New York City is lining up with the free kick. Two players are standing over it. The first one takes it, and it looks like one of the Fire players are able to defend it. Kick headed out of bounds for a corner kick. Might have been Jimenez. "37th minute. Chicago Fire knotted it up with a nice little goal from Nacho Alceda. Great effort by him to chase down a ball, get a hold of it, and then create some ruckus inside of New York City's box. New York City wasn't able to hold on to the ball, and somehow Nacho got the ball back. He turns, he finds Baric across the six, right around the corner of the goalie box, and Baric slots it home to make it 1-1. That was a nice little interlude, but that was several minutes ago. New York City having the ball right now as of the last few minutes. Trying to hold it within the Fire's half. They're passing it around. They go around the flanks, and they've given the ball away. But the Fire just give the ball right back. New York City's going to take a shot at it. And it looks like just wide of the post. Goalie doesn't get a finger on it, and it's going to go out for a goal kick. Ooh, Fire breaking here. Baric is going to get it across the net. Oh, the New York City player almost puts it into his own goal. Luckily, rings off the top of the crossbar. Doesn't go in. And the Fire have managed to recover it, but now it's all the way back to Calvo. Oh, they're going to take a look at it on replay? What? So Baric crosses it, and the own guy, I don't know if that was in. Let's see. No, yeah, they did not call it a goal. Minute. New York City takes the ball. Nobody really pressuring him. It should be Frankowski, but it is the 39th minute, so maybe they're getting a little tired. Or Sekulic with a little defense, and he's going to draw some blood again. Second big foul on him on the same guy. This guy's certainly looking to get Boris a card here. But the ref is not giving in. Oh, but the ref's pointing him out. He says, hey, any more bullocks like that? Card. We got the Swiss Jurgen Klopp here on the bench. Of course, start referring to Rafa Wicki. Shouting his instructions towards Chicago Fire players. New York City tries to change flanks here. Going to work here for a few seconds anyway. Holding out to possession. Andre Reynolds looking to distribute with a throw. Looks like he manages to find Casas. Now it's New York City's turn to throw the ball in as we enter the 41st minute of a 1-1 preseason tie here at the Champions Gate Sports Complex in Orlando, Florida. Sunny day in Florida, just like it is over here in Chicago. New York City with the ball, with the chance to make some things happen. And the Fire are able to play a little bit of defense, but not enough. Still in the final third, New York City's got a chance to challenge, create something, and they cross it and aren't able to connect. Looks like it's going to roll out for a corner kick. And we got a Chicago Fire player here down. He looks a little rattled. Number 25 for the Chicago Fire. Is that Slonina? I think so. Not a number we truly recognize. Take a look at that though. Wikipedia, Chicago Fire. Not the TV series. Typical Google search. Let's go to the players. Number 25, Nicholas Slonina. Yep, that's what I thought. Goal kick. Ooh, two players. It looks like Aliseda and one of the New York City players have rattled each other's head there. Both grabbing their cabezas. Looks like the refs has given Aliseda a bit of a talking to. But both players not looking too happy. Having wrung noggins. I wouldn't be surprised if they both come out for that next half. You know, just it's a preseason game. Little head ring like that. I guess, you know, normal circumstances you're standing on. But maybe things are changing with head injuries. I don't know. Maybe they have to change. Probably what Taylor Tellman would say. Chicago Fire holding on the ball. New York City pressuring. A couple minutes left here in the half. Some sort of whistle's been called. Did they just call it? Like, is that just the game? I mean, is that just half? They're calling it 2 minutes to go? Seems a bit weird. We were only in like the 43rd minute. Thought we had 2 minutes till halftime, but it looks like the referee has called it for half. Yep, it is halftime for Chicago Fire versus New York City Football Club. Well, I've seen about 15 minutes of soccer here. I missed the first 30 minutes, so I did not see the New York City FC goal, but if you did, let me know. Scar, Twitter. For the latest. Where's VAR? Jiggly coming in saying, I say this every year during preseason. But whenever this happens, but hitting the post should be okay in the preseason, as long as it goes in during the games that matter. Problem is that they usually remain post shots and not goals when they matter. You're saying, how did that not go in? Of course, talking about that almost an own goal that rattled off the upright. Probably can't show some of this stuff. MLS is always tagging us down. We got Slow Days checking in. I don't suppose there is any chance you can just point your phone at the computer and stream the game. No, I can't. Slow Days, 0%. I get copyright struck. But when I show the Twitter clips, they copyright strike me. But because they're Twitter clips, I don't get dinged. It's not like my streams are not monetized because I don't have enough people. So that doesn't matter, but I guess I could show. Look at this. This is just really cruddy. What is this? I can't even tell what happened there. I guess it was a mistake from Bobby Shuttleworth. Yep. There, that's a little bit better. But I can't play the live voice either. If I could talk about it. So, bad first opening goal, but Chicago Fire with a really good follow-up about 30 minutes later. With Nacho Baric. Nacho to Baric. Yeah, so no doubt showing that little clip of MLS YouTubers on our backs, but not a big deal. So what's going on, everybody? What are you guys thinking about? Are you guys excited for the Chicago Fire season? I pointed out the other day that, you know, they don't stack up financially as well as some of the other teams in the East, or the West for that matter, but still a lot of youth on this team as well that we're kind of waiting on. That we're maybe have to wait till they come around till 2023, 2024. 2 years before World Cup, which will not be hosted in Chicago as well. Unfortunate news. Sode is saying, yep, looks like Bobby just whiffed as the ball skipped over his foot. You know, preseason willies. Hopefully onwards, upwards, and onwards there for Bobby. Hopefully not the biggest deal. I've definitely had those moments too. Oh man, in an indoor game, those goals seem more magnified. Because, I mean, in an indoor game, your goalie's so much more relied upon as an outlet than, say, in a normal game of soccer. Let's take a look at Twitter Fresh. Hey, everybody. What's going on, everybody? Smash that like button. Join us. Make some comments. I'm happy to read them. Happy to talk about it. Where's the VAR? What do you guys think about VAR? My brother, not in favor of it. Me, myself, I don't care. It does slow down the game, but I like the accuracy. Maybe it's just better for video games. Maybe it's just better kept in video games. I know Coach Novak does not like it. What's going on, everybody? Happy springtime. Live preseason watch-along here. Chicago Fire, NYCFC. Just halftime. I think there's about 10 minutes or so to go in halftime. They just called it. In fact, they called it early. But Chicago Fire and New York City both looking like they're trying out things. Rafa Wicki, of course, tinkering. He's got a couple of youth out there, including the young Slonina center back. Andre Reynolds III over at left back. Let's pull up Jiggly's tweet. If I don't already have it going. Yep, there it is. But Baric and Nacho definitely clicking. Produced 2 shots, 1 a goal. The tandem. Frankowski, more to be. I need to see more. Ivanov is probably sitting there, hungry. Nacho Aliseda is playing hungry. That's what I'm seeing. I'm seeing big defensive efforts by him that are pretty impressive. Casas not looking out of form there in the midfield, but he's also got Jimenez, a steady presence next to him. Moni might have to bring a little bit more on that left side, but let's give him a bit more time. He is young. Calvo and Slonina, trying to make things happen out of the back and taking some risks. A bit Bobby Shuttleworth there in the butt in the first 48 seconds where he missed a ball, a pass, and just rolled over his foot, went right into the goal. Pretty bad start there, but the Chicago Fire recovered. And we have Boris Akulic, who also wasn't looking too bad, and he's probably playing for his position as well with John, what's his face, on his heels. Let's pull up the Wikipedias. Stanislav Ivanov probably looking to get out on that wing, pressuring Frankowski for a position. Alex Moni trying to hang up here in MLS or maybe an audition tape to get a loan to a USL side. Andre Reynolds, trying to get some time or some tape out there. Who else is out there? Baric, liking him. I want to see some Carlos Terran. I don't know who you guys want to see, but I want to see Carlos Terran. And I would also like to see John Espinoza. That is the right back that I was talking about. I would like to see those two players, especially today. I know some people would be excited to see Luka Stojanovic. Supposedly our Cam make an appearance. So they're saying VAR screwed us over so much in 2020 and definitely came into play quite a bit. Well, you know what also came into play was Blaise Matuidi and his illegal signing to Inter Miami, and they're able to secure one more point than the Chicago Fire, just enough to edge them out of the playoffs, but also coming to light that Blaise Matuidi was an illegal signing. So, kind of little bugs there. That Inter Miami basically gets to make the playoffs off of that move. Johan Kappelhoff, I know a lot of people like to see him make an appearance as well. Went checking on the game. Nope. Looks like still about 7 minutes or less left to go. In halftime, the 1-1 match here in Orlando. We'll refresh with the Twitter verse. See what's going on. Chris King. English Premier League, poo. Sad, tired. MLS Preseason, Winnie the Pooh wearing a tux. The Tao of Pooh. Good book. There's Rafa Wicki, the coach himself. The Swiss Jurgen Klopp. Hold back a little bit. Ooh. Yikes. Anti-Chicago Fire fan. Ooh, let's check in real quick. As True Marnie had a good post the other day. Happy match day, Chicago Fire. As the Chicago Fire get ready to defeat NYCFC, consider donating to the hashtag Fire for Food drive. Love to support this as always. Wow, they're already up to $200. We have not even started the season. It's like the first day, but I will have the link in the description. In fact, I will update that. Hashtag Fire for Food. Always a great cause. That's what I'm talking about. Section 8. I believe it's always put on by Section 8 Chicago, the Chicago Fire Supporters Group. Attention Chicago Fire Familia, we are back as part of this year's initiative to increase our charitable giving. You can help provide more fresh fruits, vegetables, dairy, and proteins to our 812,000 neighbors in Cook County, including 1 in 6 children who face food insecurity by contributing to the Section 8 Chicago Food Drive, Fire for Food. Thanks to the Food Depository's buying power, where $1 buys up to 3 meals in some cases, you can make an immediate impact. Every dollar raised through this virtual food drive will be used to buy nutritious food for our community. The tradition, honor, and passion exhibited by our organization and great fans continually spills outside the bounds of MLS Stadia. With this food drive initiative, we will be able to reflect our values within a wider community. Join us in giving. Go Fire! We smashed that. We smashed it last year. I believe it was one of their best campaigns to date. Last 2 years, we've been smashing it, Chicago Fire fans. And as always, smash that like button and consider subscribing to Spitting Fire YT. We greatly appreciate it as it helps greatly fan the flame of Chicago Fire soccer in the Chicago Fire soccer / YouTube universe. Greatly appreciate you guys taking the time to spend Saturday watching a little Chicago Fire with us. I thought the heck of it, I'll hop on. Sodes also wants to see Espinoza more, Luka Stojanovic, and Ivanov. Yeah, those, I definitely want to see those guys. Maybe a little Johan Kappelhoff sprinkled in as well. You know, also, Chris Brady. Chris Brady, a goalkeeper. Maybe that would be exciting to see as well. Meanwhile, Lieutenant Dan checking in saying they're under investigation. He's referring to what I was talking about with the Inter Miami and Blaise Matuidi investigation. It hasn't finished yet, though, I thought. Sodes saying that reports are that Nacho is looking much more fit this year. Any chance he breaks out for 2021? Well, with a game like today where he already has an assist, not too shabby an outlook for him, I think. But also, this is preseason, and he's looking hungry. Philip Tucker checking in saying maybe Bobby just doesn't see the ball coming. He is squinting 24/7. Yeah, maybe he needs some sunglasses. Interesting if soccer you could play in sunglasses like those baseball players can, but probably not. Too many opposing players, too much recklessness to use those sunglasses. Somebody smashes them, whatever, gets hurt. Over 13,000 raised last year by Chicago Fire fans, by the way, in our awesome little Chicago Fire Food Bank challenge. Beautiful work there, Fire fans. Greatly appreciate you guys helping to smash that initiative. And as always, consider smashing that like button. Greatly helps fan the flames, Chicago Fire. Sorry to ask, but you know, gotta pump the flames. Gotta put some wood on the Barbie, so to speak. All right, I'm gonna check in on the game and see if the game has begun. Yes, all right. So the game is just about to start. We're entering the 45th minute. Looks like New York City is standing over the ball. I'm sorry, I don't know most of the New York City players' numbers or who they are, but I do know most of the Chicago Fire players, and I'll be able to tell you what's going on for the most part. Wow, the New Zealand Gazelle is out there. Our resident Kiwi, our Chicago's own Kiwi, Elliot Collier, Loyola grad, is on the field, number 28. Who else is out there? Number 3, I believe that is our boy, the veteran. Let me double check. Jonathan Bornstein's out there. In fact, let's just check in on the Twitterverse and see if there is an update. Kappelhoff starts the second half as a defensive midfielder. Wow. All right. There goes Chicago Fire. Not much happening. It's just the opening seconds. Let's see if there's an update. Oh, here's the update. Gabriel Slonina in net. John Espinoza over at right back. Carlos Terran at center back. Wyatt Ohmsberg at center back, and Jonathan Bornstein at left back. Wow. Fabian Herbers and Johan Kappelhoff in the center mids. Brian Gutierrez, local boy from Burbank out there. And Stojanovic, or Bridgeview Gutierrez, I believe. And Luka Stojanovic is out there, guys, and Collier, and Chinonso Ofor is at striker. So let's get an eye on this game. It looks like we've already had almost a chance. It was Chinonso Ofor from a free kick, and the NYCFC goalkeeper just manages to kick it, to put his hands on and flick it out wide. Thanks everybody for joining us here on this awesome Saturday morning. It's beautiful. How are we doing on the tunes? Not too shabby. Right now, Fire playing it back to their own third, holding on to the ball as we enter the 47th minute. Or exit it and enter the 48th. Unfortunately, guys, I cannot play the game or audio, but I can talk about it. And you guys could talk to me about what you guys think about it. And we could also comment, think about what we think, feel how we feel, All right. New York City putting some pressure on Chicago Fire. Looks like Gabriel Slonina is able to recover the ball. I wonder if New York City also went with a completely different lineup, but I really don't care. see. Ooh, decent save. Good shot there by New York City, and a great save by Gabriel Solonina. Took it right to the chest. New York City has the ball. It looks like they are able to draw a foul. This was awesome. We're going to see some tape on all these guys, everybody. I'm very excited. John Espinoza out there. Chinonsa 04. This is pretty awesome. On this sunny day in Champions Gate Sports Complex in Orlando, Florida. New York City standing over the ball. They're going to have a free kick here. Chicago Fire able to recover it, but lose it out of bounds. It looks like we will see a corner kick. 49th minute. Or 50th. Number 21 standing over the ball, so he did not come out. Looks like Collier is able to get ahead to it. Ooh, John Espinoza able to get some speed, maybe even draw a foul. Ooh, he could be this. That's exciting. That is exciting. Well, I'm excited to see what John Espinoza could do this year. That was an exciting one. If he's got Alphonso Davies like pace, but I don't think he has Alphonso Davies like height. Alphonso Davies is 6 foot. I think he's 5'10", 5'11". Well, not too far. Good spot. Finds John Espinoza, looks in the middle. But Johan Kavalov is not able to hold on to it. Johan's sporting a new haircut. Collier has the ball on that left flank. Let's see what he could do. He dribbles. Could he draw a foul? Yes, he does. Like Collier. Rafa Wickie's lucky rabbit's foot. Jonathan Bornstein and looks like Gutierrez trying to create some stuff. Looks into the middle. Chicago Fire have a chance to create something here. They switch the flanks. John Espinoza with it. He's looking inside. Finds a cutter. They're playing out and around. It's about the 20, 30 yards out. Playing back to the defense. Playing back forward. Now it's on the left flank. They're definitely getting some insertion. Some creating a... Elliot Collier dribbling, challenging. It looks like it's going to go out of bounds, though. Just a little. He just dribbled the ball just too much ahead of him and did not have the pace to catch up to it. But nice little separation he created in the first place, but wasn't able to finish or at least create the chance from that. Not too bad. Oh, he's got the ball back already, Elliot Collier. He's just so big. And some of these smaller guys are having trouble stopping him. It's a very interesting option. Definitely gets a lot of criticism in the Fire community, Elliot Collier. But he dribbles at guys. He causes them frustration. He challenges them. Collier, Johan, Gutierrez playing around with it. Oh, that's Terran. Carlos Terran is looking for... Looks like John Espinoza, who's just able to really pressure the New York City player. It's going to go out of bounds for a goal kick, but not too shabby. By the way, everybody, we only got 2 likes. If you could take a moment to smash that like button, it greatly helps fan the flame of Chicago Fire. Also, take a moment to consider subscribing to Spitting Fire YT. It would be awesome if today was the day we earned your subscription. We talk Chicago Fire soccer here, and one of the few that do it. And we always like to wrap and bring on all the other Chicago Fire podcasts and people and media people out there as well. And so we're a great little Chicago Fire hub to get your daily dose of information, or not even daily dose, but some fun talks, some fun podcasts, some fun guests. There was a recent podcast out there that got released. Let's check in on what that was. It was the North Lot. North Lot with Ruben Tish, RGA02, and Patrick McCraney. That was about a couple days ago. They were talking Chicago Fire off season. I have that retweeted on my my hashed, what is it, @FireEngine97 Twitter account. All right, looks like we created something. Elliot Collier, maybe getting a goal here. Finds his way out wide. Elliot Collier dribbles at the NYCFC defender, gets a shot off, it deflects off him, and the goalie's frozen to the spot. Goal! The Chicago Fire, huge, nice little goal. 2-1, Chicago Fire with Elliot Collier. Nice little creation, dribbled at the defender, caused the defender to freeze. Gets the shot off. The ball bounces off the defender's heel, and just gets a nice little roll on it, where the goalie is then frozen to his feet, flat-footed, doesn't sure because the ball is knuckling, and the ball finds its way to the upper left corner, to the goalie's left, and we find the Chicago Fire with a 2-1 lead here in the 55th minute. Checking on the Twitter world. New York City has the ball in the midfield. Pushing on it. Able to get something, but the Chicago Fire able to take the ball back. Maybe even draw a foul. Chicago Fire looking very good right now, everybody. Of course, this is a preseason game, but exciting to see. Ooh, Ire already eating his words. This did not age well. Collier is still awful. Yeah, we all make mistakes. And people can prove us wrong. Yeah, people excited about Collier. All of a sudden. New York City to throw the ball in from the right flank. Gets the ball. Collier takes it. And he's creating stuff again. He's dribbling. New York City takes the ball back. Pressure by Chicago Fire players who are able to recover the ball. John Espinoza now with the ball, trying to find time. He looks for Chinoza 04, but it is intercepted by the New York City center back. Looks inside, finds the center defensive midfielder, but it's quickly taken back by Chinoza 04. He's looking out wide. Looks like he's got John Espinoza up there, who's doing some great offensive work. And New York City is able to clear the ball, but Chicago Fire able to collect it right back at the top of the 20. They get a shot off, but it is a field goal. Cairo Santos re-signing with the Bears for a couple million type of kick right there. And it's good. Speaking of Bears, I don't know if everybody thinks about possibly Russell Wilson coming to Chicago. And what do you guys would think about that? I would be all for it. But, it seems weird to be a Chicago Bears fan and get your hopes up about, like, awesome stud quarterback coming to town, right? Seems weird. Seems, can we believe it? Happened with Marion Hossa, though. We got Marion Hossa with the Blackhawks, and that led to some nice championships for the Chicago Blackhawks. And if you would have asked me if Marion Hossa was coming to Chicago Blackhawks back then, I wouldn't have been so sure. I mean, yes, we did have Taves and Kane, two young guns just coming in, but I don't know. It didn't seem like a sure thing, especially because Hossa was over in Detroit the year before. Well, back to the game. Chinoza 04 trying to create stuff, and Chicago Fire looking pretty threatening here. That was Fabian Herbers, Soldier Field mastermind, getting in on the action. New York City trying to create something, and Carlos Terran is able to recover, clear the ball out. Checking on the chat. Sode saying, "Go Fire, go Giraffe." Espinoza looked fast in the Twitter videos, and he looks fast on this live feed here too. Liking what I'm seeing on Espinoza. Boris Sekulic is definitely very nervous. He's like, "Oh, maybe I play center back." And it's surprising also to see Johan Kappelhoff playing center defensive mid. Is that where he sees his best chance, especially with Carlos Terran, Slonina, much taller center backs, much more typical center backs than shorter ones like Calvo or a Kappelhoff, but Calvo's already in there. Captain Calvo. New York City playing out in the left flank, holding onto the ball, threatening Chicago Fire currently. Playing some decent soccer. Chicago Fire playing some good defense, though, too. Dancing around along the top. It looks like they're able to get it out wide, but the right back for New York City is not able to get off his cross, and Jonathan Borstein closes him out. Throw in to New York City, finds the midfielder, and he's got a chance to cross the field. He's going to do it. They change the flanks. They're at the 20. They're at the corner of the goal. They got a chance to make a creation here, make a little cross. It does not get past Chicago Fire's block, and Chicago Fire and the New York City players are fighting for it, and it looks like the Chicago Fire player is able to draw the foul. Chicago Fire looking really strong as we enter the 60th minute. Chicago Fire up 2-1 against New York City. What are your thoughts of Cap as a CDM? Let's start looking for him more. He's maybe a bit more suited to be a CDM on this team, especially if he could be that Dax-like destroyer. I mean, Johan Kappelhoff is a good defender at the end of the day. He's got some acceleration, some of that burst, but he's smaller. So maybe him in that Dax McCarty type of center defensive mid role will allow Jimenez and Madron to push up. I don't know, but Madron is a regista, so he likes to, maybe drop back a bit more, so that might cause problems, as we saw with Dax McCarty and Bastian Schweinsteiger always having issues with who wanted to dominate that center defensive midfield when they were on the attack. That was one of the big reasons why I feel like we struggled. Chicago Fire able to get the ball up here on the left flank. It's Elliot Collier dribbling out. All of a sudden, he's inside of the box. He's creating stuff. He loses the ball, but he's able to recover it. He finds Jonathan Bornstein. Bornstein finds Gutierrez. It's Fabian Herbers. Herbers manages to find time, and boom, Johan Kappelhoff with a nice little outlet pass finds Collier with a threat, who crosses it in, but is deflected by New York City, and they are on their way out of bounds. They are on their way back towards Chicago Fire. It managed to draw the foul. Now we have almost a bit of a breakaway situation developing here. They're able to get the flank. It looks like it's a 3-on-2, but the man is offsides. Chicago Fire will recover the ball. Matthew Medina, we got Chief Ghoul checking in from Louisville. What's up, Louisville? Matthew Medina is Gaston Jimenez good? I'll tell you this, he's not DP good at the moment. This guy came in, if you look at him on Transfer Market, he's rated to be about $4.4 million according to Transfer Market, according to his most recent valuation. Who else is rated at 4.4 that we could look at? Georgi Mihailovic, recently elevated to $4.4 million according to Transfer Market. Now these do count in some places. These are their valuations as recently estimated. But Gaston Jimenez does not strike me as a $4.4 midfielder. He did not strike me as a $4.4 midfielder last year. He was brought in as a DP. He's getting paid DP contract money. He takes up a DP spot. He didn't play like a DP last year. No. He said this year he's got to play a lot better. He admitted it too. He knows that he's got to play a lot better. And if he can play like a DP this year, change a lot of minds. That would certainly go to helping change my mind. But no. Is Gaston Jimenez good? Yes, he's good. Is he DP good? No. He's not designated player. He's not designated player good. At least not yet. Maybe he needs just a year to acclimate. You know, sometimes a player just needs a year to acclimate. That also happens, especially if we're looking at Nacho Alceda, looking a lot fitter last year. Probably not eating as much McDonald's is the word. Logan Fromelt saying Pano liked making CDMs play right back. Now Wiki is doing the opposite, I guess. Yeah, making right. Well, is that true? Because first off, Johan Kapelov is just a pseudo right back. He's a replacement right back. He's much better as a center back. At least what we've seen, right? Sode saying, what are you seeing from Lucas so far? Nothing. Whole lot of nothing. I've seen a lot more of Fabian Herbers. I'm noticing Fabian Herbers out there. But have you guys noticed Lucas Stojanovic? He's number 8. I've noticed Chinonso Ofor. He's number 9. Matthew Medina is saying that there's a kid who just turned 15 in New York City FC squad playing, and I think he's on the bench, but not sure. That's really impressive. Wow, that's nuts. MLS coming around. MLS has some good competition. They were talking about it compared to some of the Dutch leagues, and that MLS could compete with some of these Dutch leagues. Maybe it doesn't compete with the Ajaxes and the PSVs, but everyone else in the Dutch league, MLS teams might actually really compete with. Chicago Fire playing defense right now in New York City on the attack in their Chicago Fire's half. Having the better of the ball here the last few minutes anyway, and pressure developing, and it's going to get deflected off a Fire player for a corner kick as we enter the 65th minute. Chicago Fire up 2-1. Pretty darn awesome. Thanks for everybody joining us in the chat. Great to hear from you guys. New York City player taking his sweet time. Let's go get that ball. Looks like a slightly blustery day there in Orlando. The flags are moving noticeably. Stands over the ball. Here comes the kick. Finds a guy on the back post. And the Chicago Fire trying to clear it, but New York City is able to hold on to the ball and maybe earn another corner kick. Just checking on the Twitterverse as well while this corner kick is lined up. Oh, he's on it, okay. Here it comes. Back post again, and it's going to be a goal kick. No, it's not. It's still somehow inbounds. Slonina punches it and gets the ball the second time. Herbers is better than Messi at Minaret saying, oh, wow. Laughing my butt off. Collier scored. Yep. PK. Let's see. Oh, that's Chicago Fire. Chicago Fire have the ball, pushing forward. Chinonso 04 and Elliot Collier pressuring, creating stuff. Chinonso looks up top. He finds, it looks like Gutierrez finds Stojanovic. Stojanovic looks wide, gets it to John Espinoza. John Espinoza with the cross. And they managed to get it on net, but not with enough speed. And the New York City goalkeeper is able to grab the ball. 66th minute. But the Chicago Fire were able to quickly foul the New York City player who was on his way to escaping. I believe New York City was having issues with Kaka. Was that them? Or was that New York Red Bulls? Oh, not Kaka. Kaku. Kaku. Yep, that's Red Bulls. Misinfo. Fake news. New York City having the ball right now. Taking on to it. Holding on. Playing in their own final third. Moving on to the midfield. Chicago Fire playing some defense. New York City midfielder manages to break him, but he gives the ball right back to Jonathan Bornstein. Chicago Fire intercept. Fire taking their sweet time. I think that Fire have done really well possession most of this game. Also, Collier creating some stuff. People ask about Luka Stojanovic. Haven't really noticed him until just now, where he had a pass. Pretty decent pass to Espinoza. Maybe weighted it a little bit too much. But Espinoza's got pace. It's pretty impressive. I'm excited to see more of him play. Carlos Terran out there. A lot of the kids out there. Gabriel Slonina out in the net. Chinosa 04 able to create something. Gives problems. He finds Luka. Luka dribbles right into a player and loses the ball. Coming back the other way right now. New York City coming back the other way. As we go into the 68th, 69th minute of this 2-1 Chicago Fire leading the New York City FC 2-1. New York City holding on to the ball right now. Their own third. Moving towards midfield with an obligation to score. Maybe even intention. Get it out to the right flank. Right flank's pressuring Bornstein. Looks back inside, and they give the ball away a little bit. And looks like the Chicago Fire are able to draw a foul. Looks like it was Slonina who drew the foul, the goalkeeper. With a little bit of an aggressive goalkeeping play. Kaku was NYRB, so it is correcting me. Thank you. Oh, got a stutter on the screen. And the feed has gone down. There we go. It's refreshed. It's good to go. For those wondering why he's not playing, Stanislav Ivanov picked up a knock. It's nothing major, and he should be cleared in the next few days. It's per Brian Sandalo. Great follow on Twitter. One of the great Chicago Fire media people. A friend of the show. Always appreciate you checking down on his articles. Wow, the stream is struggling. What's going on here? Oh, it's definitely struggling. It's issues. Yeah, it's frozen here at the 69th minute. Any update? No. Sorry, everybody. The stream is frozen at right around the 70th minute. It is like kaput. CS stream dried, and the Jiggly also reporting. It's not just me. Press F in the chats. F. F. Wow. So, I mean, if that's the way it ends, 70th minute, Chicago Fire up 2-1. We saw 70 minutes of, well, I saw about 50 minutes, but for most of you other people, maybe you saw about 70 minutes of decent soccer from the Chicago Fire, something promising to start the season off of. I'm excited. I'm very excited about this team going forward. I mean, yeah, it is a youth movement. And there's probably going to be some struggles this year. But if they could, and I also don't know how many teams make the MLS playoffs at the current. Last year it was the top 10 or 11 teams. It's top 10 teams that made the playoffs in the Eastern Conference. But I don't know what it will be this year. Certainly there's going to be impacts from the C word, but maybe they're better able to mitigate those circumstances. Also, promising news with Chicago Cubs being announced that they can have attendance and fans attending games, and Chicago Fire is expected to be able to host games upwards of maybe 12,000 people, which is about 20% of Soldier Field's capacity. So that's very promising that they might be able to have Chicago Fire games attended. Also, Chicago Bears games attended, maybe up to 20%, 12,000 fans. That's a lot. I think it was around 8,000 or so for Cubs and 8,000 or so for Chicago White Sox. Around 4,000 or so for Chicago Blackhawks and the Bulls, stuff like that. I think around 3,000 or 2,000, 4,000 maybe or so for Chicago Sky. Sky was like 2,000. And then the Red Stars was like 2,000, 3,000 fans. But none of those figures are correct. Those were all just like 20% estimations of what their stadiums they play in. Let's see if the stream is recovered yet. Doesn't look like it yet. The stream is definitely not recovered yet. Florian Willick tweeting out, "Come on, TN Terrence, what happened?" Get in the lab, fix it. Stream down. So maybe that's the way it ends. But what do you guys think about what we've seen here in the first 70 minutes? Chicago Fire 2021. F in the chats says Matthew Medina. Brendan Rafferty was asking, how's Kappelhoff looking at CDM? He's looking like okay. If he could be maybe a little bit Dax-like in that CDM, be a bit of a destroyer, create some outlet passes, with his bursts. He's not the tallest player, but yeah, the stream is broken for me, everybody. But if we could see Kappelhoff do some of the things like Dax McCarty did, maybe Kappelhoff has a position to claim over there in the center defensive mid position and maybe pushes Jimenez up a bit more. But we've seen this before when Bastian Schweinsteiger and Dax McCarty always wanted to occupy the same space. And the issues that caused. Yep, stream is not fixed here for me, folks. See if Chicago Fire have their own little update. No update from Chicago Fire. Let's check out hashtag CF97. Checking with the peoples. Eat the big one first, saying it's broken for you. Yeah, it's broken for everybody. Stream is broken at the current, everybody. Checking in, refreshing every so often. It's still broken. But let me go back to the comments. Eric G also confirming broken. No! And Eric G asking, you guys like the new young goalkeeper? He's first, of course, talking to about Gabriel Slonina. He's like a 6'4" kid, very tall. He had a few moments there already where he's been pressured, and he punched the ball up on a corner kick, was able to get it after a box out. Young kid, and as time grows, he's going to get stronger and better and probably a bit more positionally smarter, and also more confident in his abilities and his abilities to trump others' abilities, especially with that height and maybe those hops. Slonina. Slonina. He's a Polish Chicago kid. And rumor had it his brother or something was being looked at by Man United. Or no, hey, it was him that was being looked at by Man United, Gabriel. His brother is Nick Slonina, who plays center back. Both tall kids. But pretty awesome to have two brothers on Chicago Fire there. Yeah, off the bike, he punched into the air. And then he is able to get that ball right after, using his height, boxing out a guy. I'm excited to see a little bit more about Chinonso Ofor. He's been making some stuff happen at the forward position. Also, Johnny Espinoza over at right back, really been liking what I've been seeing out of them. Those are the people that maybe have been impressing me the most, along with Fabian Herbers. Fabian Herbers has just been very, very noticeable. Johan has looked reliable, and that's what you need. The stream is restarted, everybody. 78th minute. It is 2-1 right now. New York City has the ball. By the way, everybody, thanks for joining us here on this Saturday afternoon / Saturday morning, a couple hours, maybe an hour ago, 40 minutes ago. Goes back to the New York City goalkeeper. And he's trying to get it out to the right flank. Looks like we have some new subs out there, too, for New York City. New York City trying to push the ball up, breaking into the Fire's half, but they lose the ball. Chicago Fire have recovered, and it's John Espinosa standing over it. Looks back towards his keeper. Oh, stutter on the stream. Slonina looks right back to John Espinosa. Some pressure coming from New York, and they're able to break the pressure, get it back to goalkeeper. Slonina finds his brother. Yeah, he finds his brother. Nick gets it back to Nick back to Gabriel Slonina. Back to, looks like Carlos Terran. Terran's looking for John Espinosa on the wing. Nobody's open. Gets it back over to Nick Slonina at center back. Nick Slonina finds the veteran Jonathan Bornstein. Jonathan Bornstein cuts inside, breaks it, and it looks like Stojanovic is dropped back into a bit of a more midfielder position. He's going. He's running. T-Rex arms. John Espinosa, guys, is just pacey. He gets the ball. He's dangerous. I'm so excited about that guy. Let's go. Chicago Fire managed to recover. They've got a chance here to create something, and they lose the ball right at the top of the 20, but it's going to go out for a Chicago Fire throw-in. Looks like Collier and Bornstein playing with it, trying to create something. Bornstein looks inside the middle. Slonina looks inside the middle, and Slonina, it's the Kiwi. The Chicago Fire are able to create something. The shot goes right off the leg of the New York City player. Fire still with a chance here, pressuring New York City at the top of their 20. John Espinosa creating something now on that right flank, trying to find the cross inside. He gets a shot off, and the Chicago and the New York City goalkeeper is able to dive down to his left and recover the ball. 80th minute, John Espinosa, Chicago Fire creating some noise right now. Eric G saying, how long have you been a Fire fan? Since 1997. I went to the games that year. I was very, very young. Can you tell what my profile pic is? No, I can't see it. It looks like a stadium, but I can't tell much about the action beyond that. As far as your icon is, see New York City pressuring the ball. By the way, everybody, thank you for joining us today. Everybody in the live chat, everybody watching right now, greatly appreciate if you take the moment to smash that like button. It greatly helps other Fire fans find us and be able to talk and celebrate and enjoy Chicago Fire soccer on the YouTubes. It also helps defeat the YouTube algorithms. Greatly appreciate it. Today was the day that we earned your subscription. It's a great spot to hear about Chicago Fire. We always have people on from other podcasts, from the Chicago Fire podcast, Chicago Fire Media, Chicago Fire authors, newspaper, and all the people out in the community. It's awesome. Ex-players even too. Right now, looks like Espinosa and Terran trying to create something. As the Chicago Fire play with it in their own third, manages to find its way back to the Slonina brothers. And they're able to drive it forward, trying to break past midfield. The Loyola Kiwi gives it away, but manages to almost recover it. New York City has the ball now. New York City's right back, able to create some space. And New York City is pressuring, but they have given the ball away. Chicago Fire with a goal kick. Toyota Park. Oh, it's Toyota Park, which is still in use from the Red Stars and from Peter Wilt's incoming NISA team, Chicago House. Chicago House Athletic, I think. Chicago House Athletic. And Bornstein kicks it off the New York City player, out of bounds. We got about 7 minutes or so left in the game. Bornstein throw it in, finds Shinoza 0-4 with a nice little touch right back to Bornstein, but Bornstein kicks it forward, the little kickball. New York City trying to hold on to the ball right now, getting some good pressure from Chicago Fire players. Out on that left flank. New York City holding onto the ball in their own zone at the moment, looking to drive forward, but their center backs have it. One of the center backs is able to break through the Fire's press, and the New York City players are driving forward with the ball. They managed to break pass into the Chicago Fire's final third. They got it at the top of the 20, and the cross just bounces off of a Fire player, is deflected away. Collier tries to take it and drive, but he just misses the ball. New York City is able to recover. Back in the Fire's defensive zone, the New York City player launches a shot about 8 yards wide of the post. Bornstein with the ball, 85th minute. Tries to clear it up. It manages to fall to one of the Fire players. He might have drawn a penalty kick. Is he offsides? Or is the ref calling it against the Fire player? Is that Stojanovic? It's Stojanovic. Luka Stojanovic gets up after grabbing his leg there for a brief moment, and the ball is going the other way. It's going to be going towards with NYCFC. NYCFC driving up the ball, managed to break past midfield over on the left flank, but tapped away by a Fire player. And Terran looks into the midfield. Finds Luka Stojanovic. Luka looks back, finds Bornstein. Bornstein finds the Slonina brother, center back. Slonina finds his younger brother. Gabriel, I don't know if it's his younger or his older brother. Hopefully. Okay, that's right. But looks out wide, finds Terran. Terran dribbles the ball forward. He's got a breaking Espinoza, who's wide open. New York City's just been leaving him alone. But this time it's Shinoza 0-4 is on the break now. Chicago Fire pressuring inside of the zone. Shinoza tries to draw a penalty, but his dribble was just a touch too much. Had he kept the ball a little bit closer, he might have had a better chance to draw, or at least earn the ref's consideration for a penalty there, but it was not to be. New York City has the ball right now in their own third. To their right back to their center back. Playing out of the back right now. Eric G saying, but finally got my hands on some season tickets this year right next to Section 8 Chicago. That'll be awesome. That'll be very fun. Lots of songs. Lots of fun chants. Maybe a few flares. If Soldier Field allows. Get some cool, get a cool presence in there. Cool ambiance. Chicago Fire hold on to the ball right now as we enter into the 87th minute. New York City got some... I don't know how tired the legs are out there. I mean, both these teams basically have new teams, it looks like. Well, Chicago Fire at least have a whole new team for the second half, so... They only played about 40-45 minutes of soccer. Yeah, Collier looking a little tired. New York City holding on to the ball. 88th minute. Playing in their final third. Trying to get the ball out. Playing out that left flank. And it's out for a throw-in. New York City to throw it in. trying to draw even here with Chicago Fire. And to be honest, it's really been mostly the Chicago Fire's game when you look at it. The goal that New York City did score was an own goal. It was a weird pass back to the goalkeeper in the first minute of the game. Rolled over the goalkeeper's foot, must have hit a bounce, hit a clod of dirt or something, and rolled right past, who was it? Bobby Shuttleworth into the net for a bad-looking own goal. But Chicago Fire were able to recover about 30 minutes later with an awesome third effort by Nacho Alceda to chase down his defender, get the ball, create a couple chances, create some chaos there in the New York City's goal mouth. The ball bounces back off to Nacho Alceda, who was then able to slot it over to Baric, who put it in for to tie it up. Real nice connection displayed there between Alceda and Baric to tie up the game. And then later on, it was Elie Collier in the second half, creating a space by dribbling at the defender, putting the defender on his back heels, cracks a shot off with his right foot. The ball hits off the defender's heel, and with the power and the waffle of the curve, manages to freeze the keeper, who stays flat-footed, and it goes over to the keeper's left end for a nice goal to put the Chicago Fire up 2-1. Right now it is the 89th minute, and the New York City has a free kick to the Fire's left, and they sky it over the crossbar from after trying to attempt a shot. Not much time left here, certainly, as the refs probably looking to call it. Probably not too many extra minutes here in these preseason matches. Chicago Fire playing out of the back. Looks like the Slonina brothers. Oh, that was a little dangerous there from Gabriel. Passing it across his goal mouth. Yep, New York City is able to recover it. It's getting a little dangerous here. 15 seconds left till 90. New York City holding the ball. They pull it back to their half. 90th minute. Not much more time left. Two to 1 Chicago Fire. Late last night when we were all in bed, Mrs. O'Leary left the lantern in the shed. New York City with one last gasp. John Espinoza is able to defend him. Slonina comes, is able to scoop up the through ball. And Chicago Fire trying to play it out of the back here for probably the last few moments of the game. 90 minutes and 33 seconds. Slonina and Tehran dribbling, passing the ball back and forth. Stojanovic has dropped deep to play a little bit of midfield instigator. Chicago Fire are able to get a break here. All of a sudden, it's a 4-on-3. Tries to cross it over. Collier has the ball now. He's been pressured by the New York City right back. Bornstein. Back out to Collier on the wing. Looked like a little foul there, but he got away with it. And it is the 91st minute. Intercepted there by the Slonina. And the game is called. Some tired Fire players out there from that 45 minutes. Good win, 2-1. Great way to start the season. Preseason, rather. What did you guys think about that? Let me know in the comments. Fire, fire, fire! Says Eric G, of course. Heck fucking yeah. Pardon my French. Alright, we got people filing in here after that. Good match for the Chicago Fire. Great place to build upon to start the season. I like it. What do you guys think? Oh, 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 oh. Vamos, Chicago! Vamos, Chicago! here. It's preseason. Thanks for everybody for joining us. What do you guys think of that? Wouldn't this be awesome to see? Soldier Field. Get those flares going. This is Bridgeview though. But that looks so cool. Look at that. That's so cool. Well, seems like they're going to be opening up Soldier Field though, so that's awesome. You guys planning on attending the games? You guys can get tickets. I know Eric is a season ticket holder. Dago with a few takeaways, by the way. Espinoza looks solid and fast. 04 is more of a long-term project. Hopefully it pans out. I liked what I saw from 04. Big Gabe looked confident at goal. Elliot Collier is the preseason king. It's Dago, a reporter in the field. By the way, hashtag fire for food. I got the link in the description. Take a moment to help combat food hunger and food insecurity in Chicago. We greatly appreciate it. It's awesome. We smashed it out of the park last year to the tune of like $13,000. It's amazing. It all goes to a great cause, helping to help food insecurity. You know, 1 of 6 Chicago kids are hungry, and it's unbelievable. And this does a lot to help combat that. It truly does. Greatly appreciate you, everybody, joining us. Consider taking a moment to smash that like button, subscribe to Spitting Fire, and if you already are, greatly appreciate it. It's always fun to have you guys here. Chicago Fire win 2-1. New York City FC. 2 great goals by the Chicago Fire. The first goal, I'll explain the goals again. The first minute, New York City basically was pressuring. The Chicago Fire had a pass back to Bobby Shuttle. The ball bounced right over Bobby Shuttleworth's foot into the net for a bit of an own goal and a bad gaff to start the game. That was the first minute or so. About 30 minutes later, all of a sudden, Nacho Alceda was turning it on, playing very, very hungry. He was a lot of second and third efforts, especially on the defensive side of the ball and offensive side of the ball. He looks like he's been eating a lot less McDonald's cheeseburgers. And he was able to produce a couple of chances and create a little bit of chaos in front of the New York City goal. The ball bounced back to him, and he was able to slot it across and find Barrich, who buried it in the back of the net to tie up the game there. That was about 30 minutes. And then the second half, Elliot Collier, the Loyola Kiwi, was able to drive at the net, create a little space, get a shot off that bounced off of the defender's back heel, had enough power and enough waffle to it that it just kept the New York City goalkeeper flat-footed and went in for the game-winning goal, 2-1. A lot of promise here for the first game of the season. We're missing no more Georgi Mihailovic, as he's been shipped out. He's now over in Montreal, but he and our other kid, Mauricio Pineda, was over in the U.S. camp and U.S. national team camp, getting some time there. So that's awesome. So that's why we did not see Mauricio Pineda today. Also, there was reports that Ivanov, he picked up a knock. So that's why we did not see Ivanov. But, awesome game in which we got to see a lot of the players today. Luka Stojanovic getting some time, and hopefully people are excited about that. I didn't see a lot to get excited about. Fabian Herbers looked a lot better. And that same, and just did more. So, I mean, there's stuff to think about there. John Espinoza looks like a lock to get down that right back position here within a few weeks, because he's coming for Boris Sekulic. There's just too much space, too much pace, too much speed, too much strength, too much creation, too much drive, and so much stamina, dude. He's just going hard all game. I really liked what I saw of John Espinoza. Terran was trying to do stuff and create stuff, trying to be a nice presence, but the kid's only 20 years old. He's trying to play like he's 25, but I really liked what I saw from Terran. Also from Nick Slonina, his defensive partner, another kid. Those were kids out there. And Gabriel Slonina in goal. Very impressive. Of course, they had Jonathan Bornstein, who's like 35 to 38 years old or something like that, holding it down there and experience. Think about it. 18 years difference. Like a 15 to 18 years difference between some of our center backs and our left back and our goalkeeper between our left back. Very incredible job by Jonathan Bornstein, too, to be able to keep up that athleticism. What else did we see? Lucas Stojanovic, Gaston Jimenez also has to turn it on. As far as that first half, I don't really know if I saw too much out of him or enough out of him, and we got to see more. Baric, I liked what we saw. I liked what we saw about Aliseda. I'm not so sure we liked what we saw out of Frankowski. Frankowski is in a bit of trouble, I mean, in my opinion. Yeah, he's got like national team. If you're only playing him because he's going to the national team, I don't know if he might end up not being as valuable as Ivanov. So why would you not check that out? Also, I mean, is Collier doing more out there than Frankowski is? Think about that. Let me know in the comments what you guys think. I think we're gonna get close to calling it there. That was a fun little hop on preseason watch along. Greatly appreciate you guys taking the time to watch with us. We will catch you guys next time on Spitting Fire YT. As always, we are on all sorts of podcast networks under Spitting Fire YT. We're also live here on YouTube. Greatly appreciate if today was the day we earned your subscription. And if you took a moment to smash the like button, thank you. Thanks for joining us, everybody. We will catch you guys later.